రికార్డింగ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇంకా లైక్ అది గూగుల్ మీట్ ఆన్ చేసి స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు.
వస్తుందా ఇప్పుడు? ఓకే, మీరు నాకు హోస్ట్ ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటా.
అర్థం కాలేదు.
హోస్ట్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఇప్పుడు హోస్ట్ మీలో ఉంది కదా, నాకు హోస్ట్ లాగా ఇవ్వాలన్నట్టు.
యా
చేస్తారా హోస్ట్ లాగా? ఎలాగా?
చేశాను. ఇప్పుడు మీరు స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేసి స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు మీరు.
ఓకే ఓకే, రికార్డ్ అవుతుందా?
అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about let me check. There we go. Yeah, all about these ones, right? So we have discussed the in-file statements, input statement, all those ones we have discussed yesterday. So up to clinical trial phases 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. So do you have any doubts so far? You okay? You understand well?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about more about the clinical project. Okay. And in the real time, you should need some documents. Okay, in the clinical projects, you need documents called SAP. Okay. Then clinical protocol. And we have a CRF. So we have like implementation guidelines. So do you know anything about any kind of documents, all these 4 of them?
I know about clinical protocol.
Okay. So you don't know anything about SAP and the CRF?
No, I mean, SAP, is that another software tool you're talking, or something else?
No, SAP is a document. So okay, one second.
No, I know about clinical protocol for sure.
Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
about.
We will go through it. Okay, don't worry. So initial, what happened when you do any kind of the clinical projects, like I'm starting like the step and the first step, how it works. So you go to check these documents. Okay, when you join the new company and when you are involving in the one clinical projects, so either is phase 1 or phase 2 or phase 3. So basically what they do, they allotted the SAP clinical protocol and the CRF. The CRF itself, we have different documents, but I'll explain you those ones after. And some implementation guidelines. Okay, and before that you will be having almost like some companies, they will provide 2 months training. Okay, so in that you will have SOPs training, the same like how it works in pharmaceutical industry. So SOP trainings and some client related trainings. Okay. And we also have some tools training, which is a client related also. Okay. So the 2 months trainings, they will give like your curriculum, something like the plan, the training plan. Okay. The training plan they give, and they will mention everything like the SOPs, what are the SOPs you need to study. Like for example, if you are selected for the senior statistical programmer, your SOPs will be different. If you are selected for the lead programmer, your SOPs are different. So the based on your role, the training plan will be there like that. Okay. So usually the QA manager or your lead programmer or your statistical manager, the highest manager, so they will write your plan. Okay, they will write the training plan. Okay, and for your trainings. So once you complete all those trainings, okay, then you will keep you on one project. So if you are keeping like some experience, so that you will be directly be involved, you know, uh, involved directly in the middle of the project. It depends how the project, like the initial stage of the project or middle of the project, or almost in the submission part. So it
Okay.
depends on how the team is going on right now. Okay, so on the
Okay.
current situation. So either you working in TLF, which is tables, listings,
Uh-huh.
and graphs, or you will be in Adams. So you may be creating the data sets, or you will be in the SDTMs, okay, creating the programming for domains. Okay. All right. So here it depends on the
Basically,
project how it works. So as a SAS statistical programmer, you mostly cover on these three topics only.
okay.
And before that, you will be have CDM, which is clinical data management. Here also you will be using the SAS software,
Okay.
but these ones is like we consider as a like preliminary something. So initial stages, okay, when you get like dirty kind of your data, like your data is completely new,
Mhm.
and you need to make it as a standardized. The CDM people, they do it, so they manage, they have their own kind of software where they do it. So either they use Rave or the Rave software, okay, Rave software or Oracle. So they have a different databases. They do their own kind of standards. Um, so they have own implementation guidelines, and they will do their own kind of mapping for the variables, okay, for the CRF. But I'll show you an example how it works, okay. But just to be understand, so initial stage will be the CDM. So
Okay.
from the CDM you will be get the raw data sets, okay, raw data sets for SDTM, okay. And so as a programmer you have to develop um, by getting these raw data sets.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have to develop your required data sets, okay, your required domains you have to create. So there are some classifications, we will go through that one also after. There are some classification and which data sets we need to produce based on the specification, okay. So based on the project we will have a different data sets and domains to be created. So we will go through it step by step for that one, okay, after that. And after SDTM, so if we need to require to do
Really?
any kind of analysis, yeah, do you have any questions?
So when you say like raw data sets for SDM, normally when raw data sets means like SAS data sets only, right? That's what we create.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The clinical data management, they use the SAS software.
Okay.
So in order to produce the raw data sets, which is, yeah, you're right, which is in
So basically
uh,
we create like SAS data sets, right?
yeah, SAS 7B data, yeah, in this format. So this is extension, okay? This is extension SAS 7B data. Like for example, anything like, yeah, the raw data should look like some, they have different names, okay. So they will put like random, like something like random dot sas 7 beta. This is the data set you will get.
Okay.
You won't get any kind of the programming for this one, so that you only get the data sets, okay.
Okay.
So after SDTM, so we'll have Adams in case if you need to do any kind of derivations or any kind of imputations. So you have to create analysis data sets, okay.
Mhm.
Imputations. So those ones will be created by the analysis, and there is also classifications for Adams also. But we will go through that one after when we are discussing about the Adams. And the last we go reports, which are we call as tables, listings, and the figures or graphs we call as like.
Sorry, when do we create Adams? When we have to do derivations and
Yeah, I will explain this. So what happened? Our aim to create the reports. Okay.
okay.
So as a programmer, your aim should be to create a reports, to generate some reports. Either it is a table format or listing format or figure format or graphs. because these are the main the end product. Okay, end product. In order to submit your these things to
Yeah.
FDA. Okay, so you also send Adam dataset, you also send SDTM, but these two you are creating for report purpose. Okay, only for the reports. Okay, for tables, for example, tables in Moxas, you will have a different variables. Okay, some variables you can directly get from the SDTM, like direct mapping. But some variables you have to derive. You have to do some analysis, like for example, the p-values or
Right.
uh, some population flags. So for those ones, you need to create Adams datasets. Okay, analysis datasets.
Okay.
And sometimes what happens in the SDTM, you will have the dates are missing. Okay, sometimes you have a partial dates, or complete the date is missing, so you need to do imputations. So for that reason also, because you cannot keep the blank date in the tables or reports, because
Yeah.
that's not the good way. So you have to imputate based on the SAP we call as a statistical analysis plan, which is another document. So basically, it will explain you everything. What are the derivation you need to be created, and what are the imputation? How do you gonna do the imputations? Everything will be involved in the SAP. Okay, this SAP document will be created by the statistician, biostatistic people, and also the clinical data management. Those people, they will go through the creation of the SAP. So our Bible will be the SAP.
Okay.
So as a statistical programmer, and you will need the protocol and all these implementation guidelines. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the end product. So the flow chart will be like that: the raw data sets, then SDTM, then Adams, then reports. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes what happen, you maybe skip to the Adams. You don't need to keep creating the Adam data sets. So you go directly from SDTM to table, because you don't need any kind of
Very
derivation.
well. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So as a statistical programmer, you will be having involved in these three in the real time also. Okay.
Okay.
And so once you be involved in the company, so there will be the kickoff meeting. So you may heard this word, kickoff meetings.
Mm.
So basically, what happened whenever the new employees join to the company, so he or she will be explained, the lead programmer will be explained, so what is the current status of the project, and what exactly it is about, and who are your teammates. All those will be involved in this meeting. Okay.
Mm.
um, like your study will be the complex or simple study, like which phase you are in, and which steps you are doing it. So everything will be, you will be getting in this meeting. Okay.
Okay.
And it is mandatory, you should need to be asked in case if they are not been in the company. So usually you need to ask your the senior, like your lead programmer, that just explain the brief about the project, what is going on right now.
Okay.
So yeah, so once you will get review all this SAP clinical protocol CRF, so you will be in some kind of server. Okay, in some kind of server, all this document will be saved there. So you go through that server. So usually what happen, um, so you will have a CRO, which is clinical research organizations. Okay. And we have a client. It's mostly like pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so what they do, the CROs, so their project they do to the CRO as a third party. So they develop everything, they monitor the clinical things, and they take care of the data. Okay. So once they give a contract to them. Okay, the contract to the clinical. So for example, you maybe heard some seniors health cycle, IQVIA. So these are the some examples for the CROs. Okay. And obviously you know about the clients: Pfizer, like Merck, maybe Roche. It is okay. So these are the clients.
Yeah.
So how it works, the clients, they give some projects to the CROs, and based on their require, like based on what they want, exactly the Pfizer they want to check only for the TLF. So they're gonna give the add-ons to the some other company, like they're gonna give to the Cytel, and the SDTM they're gonna give to IQVIA. So they will be distributing all.
Sorry,
Sometimes,
can you repeat that again?
so if they wants to go faster for the project, they
Mhm.
will distribute. Okay, they will distribute.
So
Like SDTM.
they can give the same project to different organizations.
Yeah.
They
So
can break it.
in Yeah, they can break it, and so that the work will be go faster and they can
Mhm.
submit faster.
Okay.
So they kind of some tactics they do.
Okay.
If they don't have, they just give to the site to everything, and they ask you to produce some reports on this
Okay.
data. Okay. Um, yeah. So once you get your projects, and you will be involved, and you will get everything to ready. So as SAP, as I mentioned, which is Um, so this is like a study document, okay? Study documents. So it will be involve everything like study design, population, how many subjects are involved, the derivations, um, and like all those information like inclusion, exclusion criteria. But I'll give an example for the how it works, how it looks like SAP. I will tell you everything. I will send you the documents also, so that you can have
But
an
this
idea.
inclusion and exclusion criteria is it not normally that is the clinical protocol, right?
Well, you will have some information about inclusion exclusion in the statistical analysis plan. It's almost the same thing. The clinical protocol and the SAP is almost the same thing, but the only few things will be different. It will have almost the study design, how much the size of the your subjects,
Okay.
and what. So yeah, you will get some idea once I send the documents. You will have that
Okay.
one. So
Okay.
usually we don't care about what is the content inside. We just care if we need what information we require. We go to directly that part, and
Okay.
we read those parts. Yeah, to be honest, we don't that much involved in that one, but it is very important to be read it,
Okay.
because you usually will have like 50, 60 pages, some protocols, and it's very
Mhm.
hard to memorize everything.
Okay.
Um, but I'll give an example for clinical protocol and the SAMP so that you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So thereafter we go to the clinical project. Sorry. So as I explained yesterday, all about the blinded study, the double blinded
Mhm.
subjects. So we have a double blind. Blind means you're hiding the drug. Okay, you're hiding with the subjects,
Yeah.
or you hiding with investigators. Okay. So here is investigators. So we consider as a doctors, the physicians.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, so they mention in the coding format, like they don't reveal the drug, what drug is it is. They
Hmm.
mention some kind of coding format. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the terminology I'm just explaining. Like even if it is single blinded.
Single
uh,
blinded means only the customer, I mean, the patient will not know the drug, but the doctor will know the drug, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you will have a triple blind also. So basically the sponsor will also don't know exactly. So
Okay.
subjects, investigators, and you have open label study, so which is everyone will know what drug is it about. Okay.
Okay.
So if the trials are okay, then they reveal the drug prior to marketing, which is we call as unblinded. like they give like advertisement, sometimes if
Yeah.
the drug is, yeah, they unblinded the drug. If all the trials are okay,
Yeah.
the trials are okay.
But basically, unblinded is like phase 4, right?
Yeah, yeah, phase three, after
Huh?
phase three, they unblinded the drug.
Yeah. Okay.
And some clients, but from my knowledge, some clients they don't reveal at all, even because
Depends.
they will be in the patent and they will only
Oh, okay.
reveal few
Only.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends on the company how they want. It's a patent rights, all those things.
Okay.
Um, they reveal the drug. I have to. So that is unblinded process. So here, what I'm trying to say for this course, so we have I'll try to explain two projects, but I'm not sure, but we will be completed in like 15 days, but um, it's gonna be like it's more messy for you also, but I'll try to finish in 1 month in case if I need to require. Okay. But I will explain one project clearly everything, and other project I'll give like brief things. Okay,
Yeah.
so that you can be more confident on the two projects. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will explain you the like have you heard about BAB? So bioavailability and
But
bioequivalency.
equal. Yeah. Bioavailability is, say, if if we give 100 milligram of drug, how much exactly is in the blood stream is called bioavailability, right?
I think the time it takes to reach. Yeah, you're right. You're right. How much time it takes to reach in the systemic circulation or some absorptions. So the bioequivalency, obviously, you compare with. Oh, sorry, you compare with the marketing drug and how much equivalent the drug is released on the particular concentrations. So these are the study we're going to talk about, and another one I'll just gonna give like oncology, which is the because why I'm particularly stressed about oncology because majority of the CROs they're looking the experience for the oncology. Okay.
Okay.
um, just to be note that the BABE project, which is um, even if you do oncology and the BABG project or some uh, any project like virology project or any infectious disease, any kind of therapeutic areas, the concept will be the same. The concept you will have the same concept, um, but the terminology will be the different. And when you come to the oncology, you will be having some more extra domains to be created.
Mm-hmm.
So even it like depends on therapeutic area. Some virology you will have some other data sets.
Yeah.
From like cardiovascular, you will have some other data sets. So it depends on therapeutic areas. You will have some other data sets, but the concept will be the same. So you will have the same safety related data sets, and you will have the same the efficacy related data set will be changes depends on therapeutic area and depends on which phase you are in. So based on those ones, you will be changes. But I'm going to explain the core related like is common for every
Okay.
projects. Okay, so those are the data sets I'm going to explain. Okay.
Okay, Ali.
Uh,
So normally for a clinical programmer like us, like you, do you guys know what the drug is? Like, is do they tell you
uh,
which drug you are working on?
no, they won't reveal that. That's what I'm telling you because they usually they give like coding format like
Mm-hmm.
I would say like for example riboflavin instead of riboflavin they give like ribo 10
Okay.
0123 something like that. They give like that because each time the data is updating. Sometimes they give like 123, the next time the ribo 124.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of giving coding format. Okay, so maybe they increase the strength of the dosage or maybe they decrease the strength of the dosage. Maybe they change the dosage forms, the route administration will be changed. So we don't have that information. We just
Yeah.
get
So when you don't know what is the name of the drug, but they tell you that that drug is used for so and so treatment, because how can you know that it is oncology if you don't know what the drug is, right?
Usually you don't reveal your drug to anyone, any person. Even in the CRO, they don't reveal it.
Okay.
That is their own kind of confidential thing. So, if you know how this drug, how this project is oncology is based on the, the therapeutic, like they like carcinoma. You can say like you
Mhm.
will get like that kind of terminology.
Yeah. So
Uh,
basically, but when they're creating that protocol, when they're creating that SAP.
yeah. So you will have a study title, right? The study title, you will get everything like um, the open label, like for example, double blinded, randomized phase two
Mm-hmm.
study on particular disease, like for example, on the Lyme disease by using the
Oh,
particular drug.
okay, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'm listening. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I understood. So basically, based on that title, we you'll come to know, okay, this drug is for oncology. I mean, or
Yeah,
why?
but they
Or,
will explain you everything in the kickoff meeting. What is the therapeutic area going to work on it? They will explain everything on it.
okay, okay,
Even if when you get this app and the clinical protocol, you will have an idea what is this therapeutic area.
okay.
Like lung cancer phase 3 study, and you will know oh, this is related to oncology.
Oncology. Okay,
uh, yeah, oncology is something like is more complicated, the more complex data, because
okay.
it's yeah, more complex. I'm not talking about only oncology, but there are some other therapeutic areas also complex.
Mm-hmm.
But usually they think like oncology is more complex because the data is keep updating and keep changing, and the
Okay.
patient is there. The oncology, the cancer which is growing
Mm-hmm.
in the patient, they develop some new things. Either the patient will be survive, how much like survival rate they will calculate, whether the patient is survive for until the end of the study or not.
Mm-hmm.
um, so all those things will be keep changing. Like for example, if you are introducing the new drug to the patient, so the drug is, we don't know how it affects to that patient.
Yeah.
Some patient is much tolerated, and some patient they don't, and they will discontinuation from the study, and or they maybe die.
Okay.
So those data is keep changing, so they change the strength, they change the dose of, like they give like injection, or they give my tablet, or they think like we give the transdermal, or they give inhalation if it's lung cancer.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a major thing in oncology.
Okay.
They sometimes the client they don't want, like they check the interim analysis, which is another term you should have to know. Interim analysis, what the interim analysis like is general, oh sorry, so it is a general thing, it is a overview of the, like for example, the client wants to know, oh, how the data, how the study going on, like how the study data is going on, is looking out, like the clients just want to check the data they receive, it is it in positive way or a negative way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they will request the CROs to check, to submit few reports as per the requirements. So based on that reports, they will decide, okay, our study is going good, so we will continue, and we will go through the submission process. And if those 3 or 4 reports are not in the positive way, and they don't waste time, instead of continue and wasting too much money and time on it, so they stop it right away there, and
Okay.
they will discontinue the projects. So those kind of interim analysis usually will, the client will be asked.
Okay.
Okay, and even we have ad hoc request. So this is also another request usually will get encounter when you are joining the company.
Okay.
Usually initial stages you won't get it. So while you continue going for the project, like 6 months, 7 months, you will get some ad hoc, like the company, the client um, wants to get some
Okay.
reports right away, to submit FDA. Like for example, the FDA they
Yeah.
requested
Yeah.
something. Um, so how does it work? Like the new drug application, you maybe have all this information: new drug application, NDA,
Yeah.
abbreviated new drug application, or biological things, biological applications. Um, so all this, like starting from phase 1 or phase 2, each and every document you have to be transparent with FDA.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so because you're targeting with the US market, because your product is going to sell in the US market. um, in order to sell your US market, you get FDA approval. So you have to be transparent for every stage. You have to be transparent with the FDA, and you keep sending the documents. And sometimes the FDA request, you need to get some reports. So on the time, the RDoC is like immediate reports,
Okay.
immediate reports to create for clients wants to get some reports to submit FDA. Okay.
Mhm.
So these ones, it's nothing but it just like they just want to need to get some tables,
Okay.
like the disposition tables or treatment emergent flags tables. So any tables they want you have to create it right away. Even if you don't create the Adam dataset, you can create from the SDTM datasets. SDTM dataset, you can create directly the tables and you submit to them. Okay, so that's a different thing. Um, so what else we have?
Normally, how long does a project run, Sally?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. It depends on the project, like how which phases. Like phase three, we will be have like 1 year.
Mhm.
If phase one is which is the most early phases, like 6 months or 8 months, and so some it goes like more than 1 year. It depends on the project, and it's keep updating the data, and the patients are keep reporting the adverse events and keep reporting some other new things.
Uh,
The client changing the new things, client updating the new things, and client changing the geographical region also.
Okay.
Like they don't want to the market only in the US market. They want to check in the European market also. So they get some more information from there, and so it depends on the project. So how much the length of you can say your project maybe 6 months or 8 months. If it is phase three, you say like 9 months or 8 months.
Okay.
That range would be preferable. Okay.
Okay.
If it is early phase, you can say 6 months. So
Mhm.
you say more than 6 months. You don't say less than 6 months, but mostly you can say 1 year. I'm working for 1 year.
Okay.
So, okay. So the project is the study title. Let me check the study title. It's been a long time. I didn't check. Okay. So the study title will be. Oops. So while we are going like the continuation, the process of the course, I'll keep adding few things. Okay, new things which is not related to the current course
Yeah.
on the project, because these are the information you needed for your like interview purpose.
Yeah.
It is very good to know all this information, because sometimes I keep remember myself which information we like. For
Yeah.
example, ad hoc reports, interim analysis.
Yeah.
Those ones, when you take some institutions trainings, you won't get those information. So these are the like kind of real time things. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm getting from my mindset. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
and I'm going like directly to the core, because you already know everything about SAS-based SAS and all those things. So we go directly to the programming.
Okay.
Uh, so you don't have any kind of the problems. Uh, so 1 second, I'm just checking the title. So usually at until what time you'll be your like maximum time will be attending for the session?
I mean, I'm available as long as you're okay, Ali, because see, my target is as long as I keep my children to sleep, then I
Okay.
keep practicing or I keep studying till I get sleep. So normally I study till 10:30 or 11, and then
Okay.
I go to sleep.
Okay, no problem. Okay, although we will continue. It's not an issue. So the study title I just found it here. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy paste this one. But I'll give the these things like this SAP document and everything. I'll give you so you can have a look. Okay, this is some kind of. Let me take this one. India with the best. Actually, we don't need this one. Healthy. Okay, so anyway, we can keep like that. I'll just explain you for them. Study title. Okay. So here, so you should have to know the terminology, which is I already mentioned the double blinded is there.
Yeah.
And balance study. So for the balance, we have balance. Balance. Okay. So the balance study or unbalanced, so the basically like, so it's not mean like it's just sharing the subjects. Okay, so if you have like 48 subjects, so if you have 50 subjects, so you are dividing like 25 for your active drug, okay, and the 25
Placebo.
for reference. Yeah, for reference drugs. So the bioequivalence and bio availability project, what we're doing, like we're comparing with the two marketing, your drug with the marketing drug,
Okay.
which is already there. This is a ANDA project, okay, ANDA project. We call as abbreviated
New drugs.
new drug applications. So when you have like 25 subjects here and 25 subjects here, okay. So basically we are balancing. So that's we call as balance.
Okay.
And if you have like 26 here and 24 here, which is unbalanced. So that's the terminology.
Okay.
I'll take this one. So while we're going to the course, we are just gonna type it few things faster in before we start the class, so that it's easier for you to save some time.
Okay.
I just go through the explain and 26, which is okay. So and the two treatments, obviously the two treatments means like the 2 times they will come. It's a crossover study, 2 periods. Like the patient will become in 2 periods, and the two sequence. So I will go through the one by one each for each terminology after when we'll complete the course project.
Okay.
The two sequence, obviously the 2 period, so we'll have the two sequence, and it is a single dose, so there is no much too many doses. It's just one dose, maybe 100 mg or 10 mg, I guess. And the crossover. So this is another one which is very important. Crossover study. So what does it mean, the crossover study?
Probably.
Yes. So because here there's a 2 period, like period 1, if one subject have active drug, okay, and the same subject in period 2 will have a reference drug.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so in case if the period 1, one subject have reference drug, and the same subject in period 2 will have an active drug, like cross,
Okay. Yeah.
cross things. Like here, if it is reference drug, then is the next one is active drug. Okay. And the next one is parallel. The parallel study will be the same thing. Like for example, in period one subject have active drug,